It's like, let's go live before I change my mind because it's got extremely hot all of a sudden. Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. It's 222. Oh my goodness, I need to be able to get my words out. We're live, Lucy. I know. It's 1422, which means it's like 222. We're live. It is hot. We're not underneath the trees. I know my premiere's just finished. But I actually have the house to myself, which rarely happens. So it's a real nice, clear energy. I can see on the curtains, because this is called my chill room. Okay, the curtains stay closed in here. We keep this room cool the best that we can. And it's gone now, but I could see the reflection from my heart chakra in the kitchen window reflecting on the curtains. Anyway, here we are with a nice cup of coffee on this Sunday afternoon for me. It's my afternoon. It's my afternoon. I shall do what I choose. I choose to do with it. Oh, this comes in with the monk who sold his Ferrari. We need to read some more of this. I thought I got the book. Did I not bring the book in with me? I'm sure I have, and it's just fallen. That's what I reckon anyway. But also I do want to, there it is. So I want to do some reading, and then I want to pull some tarot cards. I'm going to do some reading first. Yeah. Okay. We're on the last chapter, I believe. Oh no, hold on. What chapter was we on? The ultimate purpose of life. We done that one, didn't we? Yes, we did. It was the roses. We're on the last chapter, which is chapter 13. The timeless secret of lifelong happiness. Okay. When I admire the wonder of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in worship of the Creator. Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. Here we go then. Hi Tricia. Good morning. It's good afternoon. Well, it's 224 now, but it's 14. Oh, it's 1424. Listen, I'm just rambling shit. Anyway, I'm on for a live. I will be pulling some cards, but first we're going to do some personal development. And we're on the last chapter. And I haven't read as of yet. So I'm going to get this. I think we are on the last chapter. We're going to get this book done today. That'll be an accomplishment then. Okay. That means I've studied quite a lot actually this month, because I've listened to 10 hours of Napoleon Hill, and I've read this book. I don't know how long it's taken me to read this book. But anyway. Oh, I've got something in my eye. So that's what the plan is. And then I'll pull some cards. But we all know that what I'm going to say here comes in with the energy that's around today, because it always does. And with any cards that I'm going to pull later on. So let's have a look at this quote by Gandhi again. When I admire the wonder of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in worship of the Creator. Okay, and this is chapter 13, The Timeless Secret of Lifelong Happiness. It had been over 12 hours since Julian had arrived at my house the night before to share the wisdom he had gathered in Savannah. Those 12 hours were without a doubt the most important of my life. All at once, I was feeling exhilarated, motivated, and yes, even liberated. Julian had fundamentally changed my outlook on life with Yogi Raman's fable and the ageless virtues that it represented. I realized that I had not even begun to explore the reaches of my human potential. I had been squandering the daily gifts that life had thrown my way. Julian's wisdom had allowed me the opportunity to come to grips with the wounds that were keeping me from living with the laughter, energy, and fulfillment I knew that I deserved. I felt moved. I'll have to leave soon. You have commitments that are pressing on your time, and I have my own work to tend to, Julian said apologetically. My work can wait. Unfortunately, mine can't, he said with a quick smile. But before I leave, I must reveal the final element of Yogi Raman's magical fable. You will recall that the sumo wrestler, who walked out of the lighthouse in the middle of a beautiful garden, with nothing more than a pink wire cable covering his private parts, slipped on a shiny gold stopwatch and fell to the ground. After what seemed like an eternity, he finally regained consciousness when the marvelous fragrance of the yellow roses reached his nose. He then jumped to his feet in delight and was astonished to see a long, winding path studded with millions of tiny diamonds. Of course, our friend the sumo wrestler took the path and, in doing so, lived happily ever after. Napoleon Hill is wonderful, isn't it? I learn a lot from him. I'm already re listening to The Secrets of Success. Anyway. Mm. Oh my goodness, now I've lost my place. It's okay. Right. So, and in doing so, he lived happily ever after. Seems plausible, I chuckled. Yogi Raman had quite a vivid imagination, I'll agree, but you have seen that his story has a purpose and that the principles it symbolizes are not only powerful, they're highly practical. True, I agreed without reservation. The path of diamonds, then, will serve to remind you of the final virtue for enlightened living. By carrying this principle with you through your daily work, you will enrich your life in a way that is difficult for me to describe. You will begin to see the exquisite wonders in the simplest of things and live in the ecstasy you deserve. And by carrying out your promise to me and sharing it with others, you will also allow them to transform their world from ordinary into the extraordinary. Will this take place? It doesn't even say that. Let's stop putting in the words, Lucy, making up the story. Okay. Will this take me a while to learn? The principle itself is strikingly straightforward to grasp, but learning how to apply it effectively in all your waking moments will take a couple of weeks of steady practice. Okay, I'm dying to hear it. Funny you say that because the seventh and final virtue is all about living. The sages of Savannah believe that a truly joyful and rewarding life comes only through a process they called living in the now. These yogis knew that the past is water under the bridge and the future is a distant sun on the horizon of your imagination. The most important moment is now. Learn to live in it and savour it fully. I understand exactly what you were saying, Julian. I seem to spend most of my day fretting over past events that I have no power to change or worrying about things to come, which never do arrive. My mind is always flooded by a million little thoughts, pulling me in a million different directions. It's really frustrating. Why? It tires me out. I guess I just don't have peace of mind. Yet I have experienced times when my mind is fully occupied on only what was in front of me. Often this happened when I was under the gun to crank out a legal brief and I didn't have time to think about anything other than the task at hand. I've also felt this kind of total focus when I was playing soccer with the boys and I really wanted to win. Hours seemed to pass by in minutes and I felt centered. It was as if the only thing that mattered to me was what I was doing in that very moment. Everything else, the worries, the bills, the law practice, didn't count. Come to think of it, these were probably the times when I felt the most peaceful as well. Being engaged in a pursuit that truly challenges you is the surest route to personal satisfaction, but the real key is to remember but the real key to remember is that happiness is a journey, not a destination. Live for today. There will never be another one quite like it, stated Julian, his smooth hands coming together as if to give a prayer of thanks for being privy to what he had just said. Is that the principle that the path of diamonds in Yogi Raman's fable symbolizes? I asked. Yes, came the, how do I say this word? Succinct. Succinct. Oh, thank the Lord we don't need to be perfect. Anyway, that came his reply. Yes, Just as a sumo wrestler found lasting fulfillment and joy by walking the path of diamonds, you can have the life you deserve the very moment you start to understand that the path you are currently walking on is one rich with diamonds and other priceless treasures. Stop spending so much time chasing life's big pleasures while you neglect the little ones. Slow things down. Enjoy the beauty and sacredness of all that is around you. You owe this to yourself. Does that mean that I should stop setting big goals for my future and concentrate on the present? No, replied, replied Julian firmly. As I said earlier, goals and dreams for the future are essential elements in every truly successful life. Hope for what will appear in your future is what gets you out of bed in the morning and what keeps you inspired through your days. Goals energize your life. My point is simply this: never put off happiness for the sake of achievement. Never put the things that are important for your well being and satisfaction to a later time. Today is the day to live fully, not when you win the lottery or when you retire. Never put off living. But I'm going to stop here because I'm like stumbling and stambling, and there's quite a bit left to read. But never put off living. So we might come back to this in a moment. I do want to get this chapter finished. There's quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to tap into some cards. There's a little one outside upset. What happened? It's extremely warm, so it's going to make people just a little bit cranky. Okay. I was taken to the song, Frankie, do you remember me? Frankie. Wow, that's going back a bit. Do you remember me? Frankie. Do you remember any more of the lyrics? I was walking down the street one day when I looked up and I saw a man named Frankie. I think they might be it. Right, we're going to the secret language of colour cards anyway. Burgundy, awaken your passion. Well, that comes in with, well, number 10. Just looks like a very fine, matured wine. Awaken your passion. It took me to the sacral chakra that I pulled out in the woods. I went in the woods. Yellow. Purify your body. Okay. With passion. Purify your body with sunshine. Not too much, though. Makes you a bit cranky. Oh. Chocolate. Nourish your body and soul. This is quite a sweet like chocolate. You're sweet like chocolate. You bring me so much joy. Got the death energy here. That part in the book, actually, when he said, I'm dying to know. And Julian said, it's funny that you should say that. I thought he was going to say, because like you do actually need to go through a spiritual death, a transformation, a death of the ego, should we say that? But he said it was more about being in the present moment, enjoying the now. So we got chocolate. Have we got chocolate? It will melt. Here we got chocolate. Hi, Original. How are you, sweetie? Is it hot where you are? Okay. Awaken your passion. I think it's the hottest day of the year for us English folk. Hotter than yesterday. Listen, it's all about the timing when you go out. Okay, don't go out in that heat. I find that even if I went out there for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes and stood in that heat, it would make me more crankier than actually going and sitting underneath the cool breeze of them trees. So, Moon Cookie, happy Sunday. Good morning, Lucy. Happy Sunday to the channel of love. Okay. So, I thought, my guys are out in the sun. So, I'm not with them. I'm not near their energy. Do you think they're going to get cranky? I reckon they might. I've just got to nip over the back there to my trees if I need to, which I will a bit later on. But it's like, look, I've got the house to myself. Yeah. What are we going to do? Chat to you. Are you guys all good today? My ears just started ringing. Oh, my heart's beating really fast as well, like really, really heart palpitations. That's what I choose to do, speak to you. I haven't done a live for a while. Well, about 6 days, I think, if we're counting. It was actually Original who said to me, "When did you last do a live?" And I was like, "I don't know. Does it matter?" Apparently, I haven't done a live in a while. I was going to do one the other evening, and then me and my baby, we sit down and watch a movie. So I kind of opt to spending time with her. So we've got awaken your passion, purify your body, and nourish your body and soul with passion. I will get you guys a message. We're near the end of the book. What book should we read next? You guys got any ideas of what book? Because I'm going to read a book after my readings now. I quite like doing that. And then for any of you guys, it's kind of easy for you to get into personal development. Not just that, but you put the things together. Any book recommendations, guys, rather than me giving book recommendations? Like, let's try and sync up so I've actually got the book. We would like to know. Oh, let's go to a Sunday service. We'll stick with the archangels. Shall I put a poll up? I could do one of those poll things, couldn't I? And you could, like, I could choose 3 books, and you guys could vote. Could do that. I've not done one of them poll things before. I mean, do you guys actually want me to, like, look into a certain situation? That's normally what they're about. What type of reading would you like? But you guys are pretty cool. You go with the flow. It's like, yeah, whatever. Whatever comes out. Oh, what's this that's come out? Epiphany. Okay. Joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. Maybe that Kundalini meditation I done yesterday helped, like, with the passion. Can you feel the passion running through my veins, driving me insane? That's another thing about this month. I've had a very high sex drive this month. There's no denying it. Educating oneself. Okay, I was thinking about Think and Grow Rich, and then we read this book. And the high sex drive. King of Raphael. Warm, generous, honourable, and refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. I feel so urged to check a song. We will check a song out. What's the time? Oh, it's 14:41. So they wanted me to check the time out as well. That's Temperance meets Temperance. Now, 14:41. Let's just say the number 14, Temperance. Okay, balancing out. Well, they're not scales, are they? They're like the water element. Balancing out the water element here. And you need to do that yourself before you can kind of, it's reconciliation within oneself, and then you can go on and claim your crown. All right, Temperance. Well, seeing as it's still 14:41, how much percentage? 85% on the battery. And we've got the 6 of Ariel here, which is beautiful. Balance card, another one. It's not the Justice card, but it's the minor arcana, the equivalent of the major arcana, the Justice card, but you have to do it yourself. So, an Epiphany. Hermit. Now I'm picking up on the rainbow colours here. The energy of if you want to get a job done, you're going to have to do it yourself. Very true. That has been the energy, actually. That I felt that energy today. It's just like, listen. And it's not in a negative way. It was like, look, if there was meant to be anyone to help me, okay, then they would be here, wouldn't they? So you might as well just accept that this is something you got to do alone. And to me, that was like, that's cool. Just crack on then, can't you? There is no help kind of coming. But then I can hear the angels going, yeah, but we're here. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. But actually, physical help, it's just like I've spent quite a lot of years now, like alone. And you can kind of think, this is something you're just going to have to do alone, like life. It's like, okay. So in a way, it's kind of like, stop waiting for help because help's here. Because I can't, it's hard for me to even make that statement. But Julian done it in, I picked up in the last chapter that I read. He's like, when I read a book, I don't really have anyone like to share it with, apart from John. But he said, like, he snapped himself out of it and he says, but I don't dwell on the past. It is what it is. So it's kind of like, if you want to get a job done, you might as well just do it yourself. It's nice because it obviously makes you less codependent upon others. It's you and your angel, kid. But what I have noticed is that things have been lined up for me. So I feel like someone is like next to me helping me. I can give you a couple of examples. So the other day I went to get a tray to put my dinner on and I couldn't find my tray. And it was like, where's my tray gone? And it was already on the table waiting for me. Yesterday, when I was putting my makeup on, I was going through like my makeup box and it was like, I can't find my lipstick. And it's like, listen, I've looked in there, my lipstick's not in there. And when I turn around, it's just standing there on the side, waiting for me. So I had a little chuckle to myself, saying, okay. So assistance is there. It's just kind of like the mentality of stop waiting for assistance to arrive. Everything that you need and require will be provided to you. You just need to get into that mode of tackling, not even tackling. I'm not sure what that is that wants to come out there. Let's find out a bit more. It's not about, well, I suppose it is about tackling things. It's about like, we're just cracking on with what you know you need to be getting on with. Okay, right. So it's a very strong energy of acceptance. A bit of a loner. I'm most definitely a bit of a loner. I feel sometimes that I just roam around on my own. My whole life I felt like that. Would I change it? Not really. It's kind of like, it depends what my company is. But I'm a bit of a loner. I just, from a young age, when like kind of growing up as a child, I was come home to like an empty house, which I probably couldn't even get into. So I was kind of locked out of my home until my mum would get home and I would just roam around, amuse myself. So I've always felt like that. Bit of a loner. Bit of a loner and a roamer. An aroma of the land. Me too, just roaming alone. But we're not alone. That's the thing. It's like we don't want to put on like the sad story to it. It sounds quite sad, and sometimes it does feel sad when you don't have, someone to talk to. But you find that you're probably a person that just kind of chats to yourself a lot. That's what I do. Anyway, I always have done. So who are you talking to? Me. Listen, we have to decide. We have to make the decisions. Okay, I've got the card. Let's find out some more about this energy. 10 of Michael. In my mind, I was thinking, but that's the kind of key, is that when you don't become dependent, and it's when you start asking others for their opinion and their guidance or advice on situations, you're already doubting really what your higher self, your inner self, would be telling you. So you're already like throwing in the contrast. So you may have heard, I've heard these statements. It's like, the trigger. I just like the sound of my own voice. I try not to giggle because I kind of know the truth within that. or you'll never take anyone else's guidance and advice. Now, it's hard for me I mean, I could turn around and say, "Yeah, but I don't want to. Look at your life." So it's kind of I've taken the batterings, like, from near on everyone, maybe. I think the only person that hasn't actually, attacked me would be my baby, my little one. She's never said she's doubted things when it comes to health issues. She, she was once feeling a bit poorly. I'll tell you this story. So she was once feeling a bit poorly, but she's never kind of, called me crazy or has doubted what I'm doing. She finds everything that I do quite an adventure, and, so yeah, but she's always been like that. I used to catch her, like, looking at photos of me, and I remember I found a note once, and it was, I think, kind of it was a school thing, and it was like, "Who's your hero?" And she kind of put my mum. So she's proper cute, my little one. Um, but she was poorly one day and had a headache, I think it was. And I said to her, "If you take some paracetamol and ibuprofen, okay, and just see if that works, you know." She said, "I think I need to go to the hospital." I said, "I'm not going to take you to the hospital for that. I'm sorry. I want you to try the paracetamol and ibuprofen." So I was in my bedroom. It was about midnight, and then I get this phone call from this lady. She says to me, "Would you be able to come and pick Emily up from the hospital?" And I'm like, "She's meant to be in a fucking bed." And I said, she said, I said, "Why is Emily at the hospital?" She said she rang us and she said that you won't take her to the hospital. So we've come to pick her up and take her to the hospital, but can you come and pick her up now? She's she's just being seen now. I said, "Okay." I said, I'm on my way then. I didn't say anything to the lady. It's like, but it was a little bit embarrassing. I was like, "Are you fucking shitting me?" So if you're that ill, I'll take you to the fucking hospital. But anyway, so when I get there, she's out and they're all in the car park, like waiting for me. And like the whole family's in the car, taking my kid to the hospital. And I said to her, "What did they say?" They said they told her to take paracetamol and ibuprofen. I said, "Yeah." Okay. I said, "Thank you ever so much." I just said to Emily, "Seriously?" So she's had her moments of doubting me like that, but she's never actually, um, no, she's not kind of attacked me as a person. So, oh, Moon Cookie, I just talk to myself all the time. That's why I'm grateful for the mask. Okay, are you? Well, we're finding gratitude in it all. Okay. Hi, Sherry. How you doing? Good morning, all. Just here a few minutes while I drink a cup of coffee. Now, I talk out loud to Angus. I love bouncing my ideas off him. That's what they're there for. They're amazing, the pets as well. Yeah. I have this video actually, like Emily Videos records me. I told you she's got like this a bit of a thing. Like sometimes we just sit there and she show me all this footage and I go, "When did you take all this?" And there'll be me on the floor talking to the cats or I'll be dancing and she just start recording me. And um, she's got one of me with the laptop on my lap and we're trying to order Domino's pizza and Jasper's sitting here and we're putting it up and I try to look for like the little deals you can get, 40% off when you spend over blah blah blah, the meal deal combinations. You've got to kind of have a look. So, and it come up and I went, "Fuck off, are we paying that fucking amount of money?" I said, "Come on, Jas, we can like get a different, like we can get a better offer than this." But she got it all on video. Anyway, so I'm actually doing that at a moment, is putting my memories into kind of, I've got a lot of photographs and I'm moving soon. And really, I'm so looking at going off grid. So I'm trying to get rid of all of it and have everything organized. Um, yeah, I'll go with the flow with it. At the moment, we're on sorting out the memories and the photographs. And there's a lot that I'm just kind of, yeah, interesting. Okay, interesting to have kind of, and it's mostly the girl's life, really. Probably up until the first 11 years. I'd say there's about 11 years worth of Megan, most definitely. Emily, I've got loads of photos. I've got to get them sorted. I don't want to kind of be lugging around all these frigging photos with me. Gotta be condensed. So, a situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. And that's kind of like one of the energies of no one's going to help you. No one's going to come and help you do these memories. It's just you. And it's like, okay, well, it needs to be done. I'm going to have to dedicate. I want to dedicate time to doing it because I'd like my memories just kind of done for once and for all, especially kind of that life. And then I can see what actually I'm taking forward with me. So I'm being quite ruthless this end with clearing it all out. It's kind of like, yeah, off grid really is the way for me. The simple life, very simple life. Don't need all this material stuff. Okay. And what do I do with my spare time? Talk to you guys. Seriously. It's not even funny. I don't even really have long, so it's not funny. It is funny. There's not that much to do. I was in the attic yesterday. Just kind of had a look around, scope it all. A lot of it happens here. Scope around. You kind of like, okay, what am I doing with this stuff? This stuff. Okay. So it's all kind of like done in the mind. We're not sure of the destination yet. That part will come. I don't know. We're not focusing on that part yet. I've been given dates as well to when to actually focus on certain things, which is quite bizarre. And when to kind of chill out because I'll be in my mind going, well, shouldn't I be doing that? No, but you shouldn't be doing anything. You'll be guided and directed. So it's, yeah, it's cool. Enjoy your Sunday fun day, wandering Empress. I took him down the hill park today. He loved, but now needs a bath. Taking him to the farmer's market, then out to the brewery later. Hi, Divine Soul. How are you doing? Right, okay. Do you think that's a no end? That's a no. That's a no. That's an end to codependency then. We've not had someone around for about 3 years, like any family, friends, like in the physical. And you're like, okay. And your kids aren't really that. Yeah. They got their own lives and that. You kind of accept it. It's kind of a hurdle you get over, and no one can understand it unless they've actually been in that situation. So it was a big wake up call for me because I had a really large family. So, and we used to do the social gatherings a lot to kind of go to nothing. It's quite sad. It was sad. It was sad. I couldn't quite understand it. I do understand now because I'm the one going the way that I'm going. Right. Dee-dee. I don't know what that was. That was kind of a bow. Dee-dee. I'll let you go. Ta-da. Oh, the pub has lots of energy. I bet it does. Okay, Nine of Gabriel. Okay, well, someone's here working the land. This is a good card because it says stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. The Nine of Gabriel, the Nine of Wands. You reap what you sow. What you sow. Let's check out what energy the Divine Feminine is in because I'm not sure where this story is going. And well, that's it. I'm not sure where this story is going. I wasn't sure how long I was going to be on for. I felt the energy there of wrapping it up, and it was like, that's not long. We can do, that doesn't bother me. I've got lots to be cracking on with. But Oh, we got two cards. That's okay. We got two cards. We've got two energies, okay? Two divine feminine energies on the table. It's just so quiet. No one else is tapping into my Wi-Fi. It's like the connections. All I can hear is the universal heartbeat through my ears. I was sitting by that tree earlier. I was going to sing a Christmas song. Santa Claus is coming to town. I chose not to, but now all I'm hearing is it's the night before Christmas. And all through the house, not a steeple was stirring. Not even a mouse. Not a steeple was stirring. There's no chimes or anything. Listen. The stillness before Christmas. Okay, we need to have a look at the cards, Lucy. We've got Queen Esther, the morning star. You pop her on top of the Christmas tree, wouldn't you? So this stillness is, what is that card? Which one? Lanio. Is that how I pronounce your name? What is that card, Lucy? Which one? It must be this one. It says it's the Queen Esther card, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. So I'm picking up on this stillness before Christmas morning. Before you get all your presents. Got to be patient. Queen Esther. Oh, hold on. I opened to Kuan Yin. We need to see where Queen Esther is. Morning has broken like the first morning. 146. Blackbird has spoken like the first word. There's a silence. It's been like this a couple of days. I've not actually been sure what to do in this energy. I meant that which you show. That still doesn't make sense to me, so sorry. You'll have to just there you go. That which I show, unless you're talking about something else, and like talking in riddles. So you need to elaborate a little bit more if you want to be understood. Original. Sorry for delay. I'm very well, thank you. Enjoying being relaxed today. Good. How's your ankle, sweetie? My my ankle swelling is getting better. There you go. She knew I was going to ask her. Okay, let's read this card. Esther represents the powerful combination of feminine intuition and divine timing. Esther was a Hebrew orphan born with the name Hadassah. Raised by her cousin, here we come with the words, seriously, or the names, Mordecai, she lived with the Jewish community in exile in Persia during the 5th century BCE. Mordecai became aware of a plot against the Jewish people created by the king's chief minister, Haman. We had this message out the other day. Using her brilliance and her intuition, Esther came up with a plan to save her cousin and her people. Her beauty had caught the attention of the king. So when his current wife, there you go, it's the king. So when his current wife, Vashti, refused to come to him when called, Esther seized the moment and the king chose her to be his wife. Then Esther didn't wait for the king to call her. She prepared a large banquet and then called for him. Once he was fully in love with her, she revealed that she was a Jew and that the Haman had plotted to kill her people. So it sounds like the king actually calls her first, and then after this king asks Esther to be his wife, after that he no longer needed to call her. She would just serve. Okay. It feels like very much become the divine feminine. So when his current wife, Vashti, refused to come to him when called, Esther seized the moment, and the king chose her to be his wife. I'm not sure how she seized the moment. Oh, she seized the moment. Okay. So this is an energy of actually seeing the divine masculine as he is single now. So she sees the moment that he's not actually married anymore. But it says, and the king chose her to be his wife. Then Esther didn't wait for the king to call her. She prepared a large banquet and then called for him. That's really interesting because there's this a very strong energy out there that most divine feminines are not really reaching out to their divine masculine. If they knew that they could, or that, if they knew that they could, then they would. Okay. But it's like they're not going to go and step on some other wife's toes if there's a wife in the picture. So the book of Esther in the Tanakh, or the Hebrew scriptures, is known as the scroll or the Megillah, and it is read twice out loud, once in the morning and in the evening during the festival of Purim to celebrate the memory of Esther's brave actions. Her name is derived from the word meaning bright star or morning or evening star. This is the name she grew into when she courageously trusted her intuition and used its divine timing to save herself and her people. So when your soul selects her card, the ego has a timetable that the soul couldn't care less about. When we are feeling stressed or threatened in some way, fear can be exceptionally loud and can inform the ego to work overtime in trying to get something accomplished or to manipulate something to happen. The natural flow of energy that's always at work behind the scenes, the universe's capacity to assist us, then gets blocked. When we are in service of love, we are following the dictates of our soul. And when the ego is in service of the soul, divine timing ensues. Esther mastered this art. Even under extreme duress, she listened wisely to her soul. She became a queen by letting her love for her people inform her feminine intuitive powers. This is her imperative. Trust that everything is aligning in divine timing. Trust your soul voice. And I said I choose to be here with you. Why? Because it heightens my ability to actually bring through intuitive messages, channeled messages. So I thank you guys for being here for me to be able to do that. Ankles all good. Soul voice meditation. What do I intuitively know will happen in divine timing for me? And the intention, my ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Let's look at the next card. Kuan Yin. I said I opened up to Kuan Yin. Did I say that out loud? Well, I did open up to Kuan Yin before I looked for Esther's page number. I've been listening actually to Abraham Hicks. Okay. Abraham Hicks is really good to listen to because it doesn't actually really bring you in with like all the spiritual voodoo stuff of it. It's just sense. So listen to some Abraham Hicks. There's loads of material on YouTube and all about 15 minutes long. So there's no excuse. Kuan Yin. Let's have a look for her page number. Love's got the world in motion. Okay, opens up to an invitation here. We need just the contents. Kuan Yin. 104. We're low on coffee. I can see a little gap in the curtain, and Jasper's laying like it's like a window seat. Bless him. It must be cool there. Is it cool there? Okay. The goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Let's listen to this message. Kuan Yin represents the presence that listens. Let's listen to this message. Kuan Yin represents the presence that listens deeply to our prayers spoken from the heart. Kuan Yin, or Kuan Yin, is an incarnation of Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. She is known as the goddess of mercy and is considered to be the most beautiful Buddhist deity. Her name translates in Chinese as the one who perceives the cries of the world. She is often compared to the Virgin Mary in Christianity because she intercedes on behalf of those who call out to her with humility and sincerity. Scholars believe that the Buddhist monk Kumarajava was the first to refer to the female form of Kuan Yin in his Chinese translation of the Lotus Sutra in 406 CE. She's associated with the number 33 because she appears 33 times in this sacred text. The Lotus Sutra reveals that the mudra most often associated with Kuan Yin is the Yoni mudra. Her cupped hands symbolize the womb to remind us that we all enter this world through the female form. The Buddhist saint Mao Shan is believed to have been an incarnation of Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin was originally worshipped as a male deity, but at some point during the Northern Song dynasty, 960 to 1126, Kuan Yin began to be worshipped as a female. Mao Shan is believed to be the cause of this transformation. The legends of Mao Shan contain beautiful accounts of her saving sailors from drowning in rough seas. Kuan Yin is associated with jade because its protective properties. In this case, it's said to help with going underwater, both literally and figuratively, drowning in the ocean or in a flood of emotions. So when your soul selects her card, Kuan Yin is about the deep medicine that comes simply from being willing to bear witness to someone else's pain. To really listen, we have to move from the ego to the soul so that the story we are listening to doesn't become about us or trigger us. This also applies to the moments when we are listening to the story we tell ourselves about who we are. We are often far harsher and less forgiving to ourselves than we would ever be to someone else. Kuan Yin suggests that we listen simply with curiosity. Curiosity allows us to detach from needing to take the suffering of someone we love personally. Curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. It frees us from feeling as though we have to react to what we hear or defend and explain our part in their suffering. And there's a chime. I said it was just so quiet. Hot out there? Too hot?
Yeah, I went sitting on the tube.
Oh, I thought you did. Yeah. I'm going to wrap up this live later and catch you guys. Always come and sit under the trees with me if you want to in a bit. So Kuan Yin, let me just go back to this part. Jose. Okay. Curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. It frees us from feeling as though we have to react to what we hear or defend and explain one part of their suffering. We can just perceive the pain that they are in, or we can finally hear our own cries of despair and not seek to judge or justify them. We can just be present to what needs to be heard. Kuan Yin is the powerful energy of giving witness to our own or to someone else's suffering. Often just a calm, abiding presence of compassion is all that is needed to transform that suffering into clear light. Soul Voice Meditation, what pain or suffering can I listen to now with curiosity and the intention I recognise suffering in order to release it? Curiosity breeds compassion. Which book am I reading? That one was the Divine Feminine Oracle book to go with the cards. Right then, cold showers are on. And it's such a great shower head I have. It has like all these, what are they called? They're like cleansing balls in the head of it. So it kind of goes through all this purification of all these little balls. And it's like I don't know, the spray is just, it's like a tropical spray, just from this one little contraption, one invention. So, hi Scottish lass, how are you doing, sweetie? So, see how the energy change. I have my moment, see? I have my moment, my one moment in time. We'll go to the Tarot Grand Lux and we should get this wrapped up. Things to do, places to visit and all that. The only place I'm going to be visiting today is my willow trees, if I feel the need to. Okay, we've got a Knight of Swords. Let's read the book. Let's just read the book. Gives me a break, just for a little bit. Okay, what do the cards say? Knight of Swords. Coins. Here we are. It's the first section. Okay. The Knight of Swords can be overbearing and heavy-handed in his approach, but this kind of commanding presence, directness and powerful energy can accomplish a great deal. The eagle itself can be seen as aggressive or as courageous. Well, this masculine, he's coming out of nowhere, coming out of the waters, isn't he? He's emotional, or his emotional water fields. I don't know what that means. Got some get up and go. It's that grounding. Four Cups. Normally the card of being unhappy, stubborn, refusing to see anything else apart from like what's directly in front of you here. Now, should we be focusing on what's in front of us? Yeah, but we're not to let go of our dreams and our goals. Nice little prayer position here. No one really knows you're praying. You're doing good. That's good, Scottish lass. I'm absolutely fine and dandy. Thank you very much. My third eye got cleaned out. I remember that. Yeah, you kind of remember with when kind of certain chakras open, and especially when you're aware of being aware of it. The grass down at the park was all flooded. That's interesting, Sherry. The field was drenched. Heavy rains last night, and the creek ran over a bit. Emotional waters, then. Flooding in emotional waters. You're going to have to get out of them. Like, not you, but they will. The divine masculines. Okay. Let's have a look at this. The Four of Cups. Dream, 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 dream. It says, shown here are 3 tangible cups in the foreground. So, tangible being what you can actually place your hands on. And then we've got the intangible one here. So, shown here are 3 tangible cups in the foreground with one ethereal vision of a 4th. There are various possible takes on this image. These are mine. You are satisfied with what you have, but are imagining potential future needs and possibilities. Alternatively, you are so busy daydreaming for more that you are unaware or unappreciative of what you already have. It's hot out there, little girl. Tia? So they just flop themselves down. What's this here? Got to dismiss that comment. What, that they flop themselves down? It's hot, it's exhausting. It was exhausting what John was talking about in the book. I can't quite remember what it was, but it was important. Hey, we've got the Knight of Coins now. Knight of Pentacles. The bear's out of his cave. The Knight of Coins is tenacious and dedicated in the pursuit of his goals, perhaps even obstinate. He will insist on having his way in the face of opposition or challenge. There will be no compromising. There'll be no compromises or backing down. Okay. He's not compromising and he's not backing down on what? His passion. Oh, shit. It was kind of in reverse, but I'm not sure if it mattered. Either way you look at it, there's passion. It feels like passion from above coming in. So it's like the divine's coming to get the divine masculine out of this deep water. They're in deep water. They got themselves into deep water. We're in trouble. Something's come along and it's burst out bubble. Yeah, yeah. It was going to happen, wasn't it? The bubble was going to be burst. What was underneath? 4 of Wands. They're coming to get you. The divine's coming to get the divine masculine. Divine masculine's coming to get you. There's no stopping him. There's no compromising. Let's read about, both of these. Let's read about both of them. Who's both of them? Divine masculine, divine feminine. Read all about it. Extra, extra. I reckon I'll be really good on the streets of London. Oliver days. Oliver Twist days. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Such a chat time. What was that? Big issue. Who's homeless? It's the magazine that our homeless people sell. The Big Issue. I don't know if it's a worldwide thing, but hey. Extra, extra. Read all about it. I want to put that into a song now. Oh. He needs a bath. Well, it's all that mud with the rain, isn't it? It's like earth with water. Like you mix it together. Okay, a bit messy, but beautiful things grow from it. So I heard about an issue that took place with my DM. There you go. Did you get to read all about it? Anyway, let's read about, listen, we're all good, aren't we? Focus on us, okay? The divine's helping the divine masculine to get out of these deep waters, flooding them out. Ace of Wands. It's like it's not pleasant, but then you know what that feels like. You've kind of been through non-pleasant feel. The DM needs to go through whatever he needs to go through to become a self-realized, actualized person. Then they will be able to think for themselves. Okay. So Ace of Wands. I feel really with the divine masculine, they're so scared of fucking up that they're kind of like, I don't know, who do they go to for advice? I don't know who on earth they go to for advice regarding the divine counterpart connection, to be honest with you. Okay. The Ace of Wands ignites creative potential with the qualities of self-expression, enthusiasm, and complete confidence in one's abilities. The dragon represents passion and feeling fired up about opportunities or projects. And then we're fired up for the 4 of Wands. Very nice energy. The natural canopy of 4 wands and a decorative pavilion Provide a perfect setting for a celebration, a marriage possibly, or some announcement of positive news. Extra, extra! Read all about it. This reading's good. Defo, it's good for you. Listen, if this reading's good for you, that's all that matters. Good life, good life, good life, good life in the good life, good life. I don't know what the words are, but I wanted to sing nothing lesser, only pleasure in the good life, good life. Should we have a look, see what the romance angels want to say? Let's do it. Okay, romance angels, let us in on the news. These two on here, canoodling, 90s rave music, love it. Yeah, love it. Do you really like it? Is it wicked? Okay, right, can we have a card, please? I've got it. Can't make it up really, can you? But we knew that. He wasn't making it up. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Do you reckon it's going to be this cheeky chappy here? I reckon so. It's a force to be reckoned with. Book. Reconciliation. This card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. They're being dragged out the walls. It's like, now seriously, you've got to kind of deal with this situation. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role you played in the relationship's drama, which will free you from the tyranny of unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business. This card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every other part of your world. That's a beautiful message. I think we're going to end with a Rumi message. And then I'm going to go 1 hour, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, it's at 33 coming through. I got 21 seconds to go. I'm not going to read this Rumi card in 21 seconds, am I? 21 seconds, go. Oh. The lover and the beloved. Should we have a look, see what tune's on? You might need somebody. You might need somebody too. By Randy Crawford. Okay. You might need somebody too. Rumi. This kind of weather, though, is when you kind of want to get like the 90s reggae on. Yeah. Oh, Carolina, for love, jump and prance. Carolina, come be by me. I don't know what's going on with the voice. Card number 14, though. Let love transform. Okay, card number 14. The impossible made possible, divine discontent, arise, let love transform. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes all soul. I'm a soul man. That would do as well, though. I have found. Oh, I've like jumped the first part. Bring it back, Lucy. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It is carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. Now, last time we had this, I went and sat in the centre, went to like a private council meeting. Okay. My invisible council meeting. That's what happened last time, is I went out the front. So are we being called to do that again? As the sun begins to set, it's going to need to be set for me to do that. It's hot out there. As the sun begins to set, the colours become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. So this oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realise it or not, you have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. I was just about to say how good that is to hear. The divine masculine's taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show-off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless, in a fit of appreciation and awe so great. Truly, there would not be even a sliver of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius thus? No, instead, trust that it will be magnificent perfection, literally the work of a great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time, when the ripeness is just ripe. Me old fruit. Jamie gave her something, Megan. Gave her something earlier. You went, there you go, me old fruit. She went, I'm not an old fruit. And he was like, I said, no, you're ripe. You're like mature. But actually, when you look up the meaning, it's like, mate, chum, pal, buddy. There you are, me old fruit. Oh. So detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right. So utterly juicy and sweet, you should know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I am happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you are not going to worry. If you are just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you could just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at midnight under the fullness of the harvest moon. We're done. Come into my life, I got so much love to show you. Come into my life, boy, I adore you. Bit of Joyce Sims. Okay, I think we're done. Thank you for joining me. I believe that just said where it says 11:22 on the timer, which is 1 hour, 11 minutes, 22 seconds. I love you all dearly, and I'll catch up with you shortly. Got the magician on the scene. The daughter's gone now. Don't know what that's all about. Right, 333. Ah, yes, it was. That's our time here in the UK. 333. I'm going. I'll catch up with you soon. Okay. Have a lovely, super duper day. And that's it. Take care. Much love. Stay cool. Always stay cool. Bye for now.